So, this is day 4, and I hope you are enjoying your one day, one training. Odo, I'm Alok. So, in this session, we are going to learn about users and groups. We had already learned how to take help, we had already learned about the file system. Now, let's understand how to create user account, groups, and what is the significance of creating the user account. I already have a user account. If I click on here, you can see I'm logged in as Alok. So I already have a user account, and any point of time I can switch over to root. So why should I use more user accounts? Number one, so users and groups, they are the core element in controlling the access to your rel server, because I won't be interested in sharing my root password to all of my employees. It's not a good idea, not at all. So what I should be doing, I should be creating, being an admin, I should be creating their respective user accounts. So user can either be a human, it can be a human, that means which is tied onto a physical machine, or it can be an account which exists for a specific application. So user can either be a human or it can be account which is used by a specific application like HTTP, web server or FTP server. And they, either the user is for the human being or for the system services or application. Every user is being given a number which is known as user ID or UID. So if I give the command ID here, see, as I am the root, my UID is 0 and my group ID is 0, and the groups that I belongs to is the root group. If I exit here and give the same command again, you will see my UID changes. So this, for me, as I'm a human, I'm Alok, but I had been allotted a specific number which is UID. So in the machine, I am identified by this UID or GID. So consider it as your passport number or your like social security ID number, or like in India we have got Aadhaar cards. So it's something like that. So you need to create user accounts. So for that, the one thing that is that you should be have root rights, admin rights. A normal user cannot create other users. Reasonable. Now, why should I create groups then? Okay. Now let's see how to create a user account. Before I create a user account, I'll just show you, I would like to show you the users, those are humans, and the users, those are services. So the user information is stored under etc password. So if I show you this, you can see Alok is a user account which is a human, but if you see there Apache, SSHD, NTP, these are not humans. These are the user accounts which are used specifically by the application. And some at the top you will find root. As the UID is 0, it's a top. But these accounts from bin to Alok up till here, these are all system user accounts or user accounts which has to be used by the applications, not by the humans. And one thing that you should understand is that if you see here, Apache is again a user account which is not human, which is associated with the application. In rel 7, the human user accounts are being given the number beyond 1000 onwards. Root obviously is an exception which is being given a number or UID 0, but then from 1 to 999 are the numbers which are reserved for users which are not humans. We can call them bots, or the users which are to be used by for specific applications. So there are multiple ways in which you can create an account. One is user account. You can create it using the graph. I can create user using the graphical tool as well as from the command line. We will prefer using the command line tool here. So there's a very simple command, user add. If you press type user and tab 2 times, you will get all the commands. Those are can be used for user management. So I've got user add, and any point of time you've got doubt, use -hyphen help. So these are the options which can be used for creating the user account. As I'm repeating myself again, whatever is in the straight bracket is optional. These are all the things optional. Let me give a simple user add. Say I say RN. Job done. My user is created. So what happens when you create a user account? So if I show you cat @c password once again, you will find user RN is coming up here with the ID UID of 1001. And remember one thing, this is the simplest way of creating the user account, but that's not the only way of creating the user accounts. I can use multiple options also. Like I can assign him a specific UID because by default it will automatically take the UID which is in next in turn. Say from 1000 it's 1001. If I create another user, it will be 1002. So this information is stored under your user information is stored under @c password. But I hadn't assigned him a password, because if the user wants to log in, he should have a password. So there's a very interesting command, password, and then give the username to which you want to assign the password. Say RN, give the password. It should be a good security practice if you give a complex password, which should be a combination of numeric keys and all those stuff. But I'm giving a simple red hat here as the password. You will be getting this message, all authentication tokens successfully. So before I proceed further, let's understand what happens when you create a user account. So whenever a new user account is created, certain files are modified. So being a system admin, you should be aware of that. Number one file which is modified is obviously @c password, which contains the user information. See, one line will be added up here. So what does it contain? Let me show you. If I give a tail here, tail will show me the bottom 5 lines. By default, if I just give tail @c password, it will show me the last 10 lines. But if I'm interested, I can specify my number, my preference, that I am interested in seeing only last 5 lines. In the same manner, we have got a very interesting command, head. So head or tail, you can compare it with your own body. So head and tail. So head obviously will be showing me the top 10 lines. Again, I can use it head -4. So it will show me only the top 4 lines. So feel free to use it. So I use tail for @c password. So whenever you create a new user account, one line for that user will be added here. What this stores, what is this information? First is the login name. This line is separated by colon. So colon is acting as the field separator here. X means the password is there and the password is shadow encrypted. It's a shadow password. Password is not here. 1001 is the UID. And what is this 1001? This is the GID. So actually, Linux works on a concept known as UPG, user private group. So whenever a new user is created, a group is automatically created for that user account and will have the same name. And the user which is created is the only user which will be the part of that group. So that information is that ID, the UPG number is coming up here, and so that information is stored under group. So one more file which is modified is the @c group. So let me show this. I'll just do a tail here so that we'll be getting the relevant lines. See here, RN 1001. So it's the same number. This number and this number, they're the same number. So this is the user private group, and the user which I had created will be the only one who is a member of this group. Then comes the home directory, and then come the shell, what shell he will be given to. If you see here I have got, after the GID, I have got Alok Shrivastava, the full name, but here I don't have the full name, so the two colons are coming side by side. So I can assign him a name later on also. Suppose I forget to assign him a name, so I can use another command, that is user mod. I can use this command user mod and write hyphen help. So hyphen C is the option, comment or the geckos field. So what I do, I give user mod hyphen C. I say RN Shrivastava, and which user account it should be associated with. I say RN. Job done. So if I repeat the same command once again, you will find a difference here. RN Shrivastava is coming up here. So in this manner, you can later on also use the user mod command and modify the properties of a user. You can change his home directory, you can change the group. I'll be showing you how to change the group. You can lock a user account, very interesting, so that he won't be able to log in and do a lot of things here. So I'll come back again. So the first file that is modified whenever a user account is created is @c password. @c password will be storing the line or the information about the new user. Another file which is modified is @c shadow, @c group. Okay, let's understand the group first. And here you will have the user private group appearing here. This is it. The third file which is modified is @c shadow. Shadow file will actually be storing the user passwords in an encrypted hash. See here. This is from, again the colon is the field separator here. If it is a two exclamation coming up, that means the account is logged. You cannot use this account for login. So this from first colon to the second colon is the password. Then these numbers are password aging policies. I'll be coming onto this later on. So because we had assigned him a password, so the password will be stored here. So but I had given the password Red Hat. So the passwords are not stored in plain text, they are stored in an encrypted hash. And by default, RHEL 7 uses SHA 512 as the password encrypting algorithm. It uses by default. So, and the other file that gets modified is @c gshadow. So if I do a tail, you will find this RN coming up here, and one directory will automatically be created when you create a user account. Is inside the home, you will find a home directory automatically created with the name of the user. So if I go inside the home, this is the directory which is created. It's not blank, it contains some hidden files. See, -A will show you the hidden files. So where these files are coming. Now a very interesting thing. Whenever a new user is created, remember this thing, whenever a new user is created, the files inside @c_skel, if I go to @c_skel, skel stand, you can call it skeleton, these files are copied into the new user's home directory. So whenever a new user account is created, all the files which are inside @c_skel will be copied in the new users folder. All the files will be copied on here. So if you want to give specific message or anything customized for all the users, you can modify this location. @c_skel modify these files. So you should remember this, that all this file will be created. Now, so the user is created here. So let's understand what information is stored under @c password. Sorry, shadow. So shadow, if you see here, even no one has got the read writes. Strange. So if I do a tail of @c shadow, this is the information. So this is the username, this is the password red hat that I have stored, and this is the password aging policies. So this is the password red hat, and I have told you that rel 7 uses SHA-512 as the password encrypting algorithm or the hashing algorithm. So that means if I create another user with the same password, it should have the same hash, isn't it? Because the algorithm is same. So in the algorithm, they have mentioned that R need to be converted into this character, like that. So if I create another user account, user add R now, or I can do it like this, -c. So I can specify it at the time of the creation also, and then I simply assign the password. Red hat is the password. So both Rn and Rnow has got the same password. So and the algorithm is same, SHA-512. So my common sense says that they should both have the same hash. Let's check it out. It's not. It's Q, D, and it's something different, W. It's not same. So let's understand how it works. Number one thing, the password from the first colon to the second colon is the password, right? This is the password. Actually, and technically speaking, this is not the complete password. Means this is not the password actually. The password field in itself is subdivided by dollar symbol. See, $6. Then you will have next dollar after 8 characters. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So these are different. So 6 means that we are using SHA-512 as the password hashing algorithm, encrypting algorithm. These 8 characters between the between the second dollar and the third dollar, we call it salt value. It's a random characters. So what algorithm does, I had input red hat, but it added these random characters also before it can be encrypted. So because the salt value is different, and these are not the actual characters, these are again the encrypted characters. So because the salt value is different, you will get the output different even though the input keys are same, red hat. And these are the password aging policies. So we have got certain users now. If I show you at C, or I do a tail here, these Alok, RM, Arnav, these are my user accounts. So in this manner, you can keep on creating the user accounts. We can create groups also. Why do I need a group? Creating a user is fine, and we have learned what files are modified when we create the user. So let's understand why do we need a group. So we need a group. A group is actually a logical unit which combines the users together for a common purpose. Let's suppose these RN and Arnav, they are both a part of, say, marketing team. So chances are that their needs will be same. They should have access to certain files and folders. So to make my job easier, instead of giving them the rights individually, I create a group and then assign the permission on the group. So that makes my life much more easier. And similar to the users, when you create the user, a UID is used. Whenever you create a group, a GID will be used. So I can create a group here by a simple command user add. I'll be using group add and say any name, say marketing mktg. So which file is modified? Group. This group file is modified. If I do a tail of group, you can see there marketing is coming up at the bottom, but there are no users in it. And these groups which you create by the group add command, these are not the user private groups. These are the secondary groups. We call them the secondary groups. Now how to make Rn and Arnav a part of this group, because currently the group is empty. See here. So I can use user mod command, user mod, and if I show you -help here, see here, A is append, append the users to the supplementary group or the secondary groups. So option is -A, -G, then I should be giving the name of the group and then the group. So what I will be doing, I'll be doing like this: user mod -A -G marketing, say Rn, and the same command for Arnav. Job done. So I had just successfully added these users in the group. How can I verify? If I do again a tail of etc group, you will find the difference in the file. Now you will see Rn and Arnav coming up here. Previously it was not. See, it was blank. It was blank here. Now it's being updated. So that simply means I should be able to log in with Rn. If I do Rn, switch user Rn, the home directory is home Rn, fair enough. It got all the files copied from etc scale, fair enough. And I give a ID here. You will see my UID is coming up, my GID is coming up, and my group is also coming up, that which group I am a part of. Or you can simply give a groups command and press enter to find out that which groups the user is a member of. So I will be getting the same results for Arnav also. If I give a groups command, fair enough. But if I go to Alok, if I give a groups, he is not a part of the marketing. So the marketing is not coming up here. Reasonable. This is how you should be creating the groups, creating the user accounts, and adding the users in a group, which is fine. So remember these things, that how to create groups. So there are a lot of commands. How can I delete a group? So let's create one more group. Say group add, say sales. For some reasons I intend to remove the group del sales. So this file again will be modified. Sales is coming up here. I say group del sales. It's gone. It's gone. Sales entry is gone. In the same manner, I can remove a user account also. So let me create a fake user account. User add, say fake user or test user. Let me give it a test name. I assign him a password. Give him password of Red Hat. Yeah, that means I should be able to do a switch user to test. Fair enough. So the home directory is created here. So let's presume test user is a very hard working guy. He has created certain files here. So I can use a touch, say test.txt. He has created a file. This file is created by test user. The file is there, right? So he has got certain files and folders. He has done some job, and now for some reasons he has left the job. So his credentials will be stored in the machine test user, but he is already gone. I don't want that, because it can be a security issue, that might be he has shared his password and login name with someone, his friend. So the friend might be trying to log in with his user account. So it's a very good practice that whenever someone leaves, you should either locking that account in case you think the user account might be required in future, or you should delete the account. If I give a command user del test user, job is done. So if I again give this command, the test user line is no more here. But one thing, where are the home directories? Home. The home directory will not be removed. Why? For a very simple reason. Might be he has done some job and his files are here. That's it. So files might be used for the company or might be important for the company. So by default, when you delete a user account, his home directory is not deleted unless and until you explicitly give this option to remove the home directory, -R. So use this hyphen R option. That means I might have used this test user. So it would have removed the user account as well as the home directory. But I have to use caution while using this command. If there are certain files in his home directory which might be relevant for or important for the company, then they are gone. You have to take care of all these things. Now, what you have learned? You have learned how to create user ad, use the user ad command to create a user account, which files are modified whenever you create a user account. You have learned how to create a group. You have learned how to modify a user account, how to assign the password, and finally you've learned how to add the users in the group and how to delete the user accounts and the groups. Now, as we are talking about the users and the permissions, the next thing is that how can I control the permissions? I need to control the permissions. So how can I use it? We have also learned how to use the supplementary group or the secondary groups. So let's now focus on, okay, let's further move how to change the password aging policies. It's a very interesting thing. If you remember, I had shown you this and I've told you that these numbers are the password aging policies. When the password expires, when the account expires. So let me show it for Arnav. There's a very interesting command, change. So change is the new command which you are using now. Change command. The change is actually used to change the password aging policy. But before we use the change, let's understand what this Etsy shadow entries are. Number one, login name. Number two, from first colon to second colon is the encrypted password. Number three is the date when the password was last changed. But the date here is not the date MMDDYY. Date here is being shown as number of days since 1st January 1970. You've heard it right. These are the days since 1st January 1970. Then first, second, third. The fourth is the minimum number of days before a password may be changed. Means how long the user should keep his password. 0 means he can change password anytime. Means Arnav can change the password 5 times in a day. There are no restrictions as such. Then I've got 9999. This is the maximum number of days before a password must be changed. So means the machine will prompt me to change the password after 99,999 days. So if I use my calculator, you might be hearing the keystrokes from the calculator, 99999 divided by 365, that comes around to be 273 years. So that means approximately after 273 years the machine will be the machine will be obliging me to change my password, but unfortunately I won't be there. I'm gone after 273 years, right? Then 7 is the warning days. So before 999 days, so means 7 days prior to 9999 days, that means 99999 minus 7, that means 99,992 days. So at 99,992 days starting from today, the machine will prompt me for the warning, hey, your password is going to expire, please change. I am also expired at that time, leave it. So this is nonsense, but it's the default one. So warning here. Then I've got the number of days an account must remain active after a password expires. So there is no password expiration restriction, there is no account expiration restrictions, and nothing is there. So let's change this. Let's presume I have a policy where the employees should change their password after every 30 days, and the machine should give him a warning 5 days prior, and if the user still don't change the password after 30 days, so a grace period of say 5 days will be given to him, and then the account shall be locked. I'll just give this command. See here, change -l. First let me see this, so because that will make your understanding much more easier. See here, last password change, the current date, password expire never, password inactive never, account expire never, minimum number of days between password change never. So it means I can change password any number of times in a day. Maximum number of days between password change is 9999, and 7 days before I'll be given a warning. I don't like this, so I change it. Change -m. Small m is the minimum days, so minimum 2 days. That means if you have changed the password today, you should keep the same password for next 2 days. Then -M. Maximum number of days, I said 30. So 30 days you can keep the password. Warning, say 3 days prior. So means from 27th day onward, the machine will start giving me the warning, hey, please change your password. And a grace period of inactivity, say 5 days. So after 30 days, still the machine will keep on prompting me for next 5 days. Please change your password, please change your password. And I'm doing it for Arnav. Job done. So see the difference here now. You will see here, the password expire exactly after 1 month. Your minimum number of days between password change is 2. So you cannot change the password for next 2 days. Warning will be given to you 3 days prior. So see here, password expires at 21st, and the password will be inactive after 5 days of inactivity. So if I try, that means I have changed the password now. So if Arnav tries to change the password now, he shouldn't be denied, because the rule is that he should keep the password for 2 days. Let's check it out. So I go to Arnav. Arnav tries to change the password. Current password is Red Hat. See, he has got a message. You must wait longer to change your password. So how long? How long? So even Arnav can check it out, but he cannot change. So I should be waiting for 2 more days. The change command is very, very important, and Red Hat says, if you check the Red Hat website, you will find it is one of the exam objectives. So take care of this topic. And you can also put a account expiration date. Let's presume Arnav will be leaving the company on 31st of December 2017, but I will be partying at that time, as it's a New Year Eve. So I will make the rule right now. So I'll do exit here. I give a change -l Arnav. I give this command change -e, then comes year, month, and date, and the username. See the difference. Account expired 31st of December 2017. That means by default, even when I am partying, this user account will expire, and Arnav will no longer be allowed to log in on 1st of January 2018. Happy New Year. This is how you can use the change command to control the password aging policies. So, but the default password aging policies will be the same 9999 and all the things. So if I do it for RN, it's same. So again, I might need to repeat the same command for Arnav, for RN, which is, I don't think it's good. Am I supposed to create the user account first and then give this command? Why don't I change the default behavior? Very good. Very good. So from where or which file controls the default behavior? At C login deps. Login deps. So if I open this file for you, see here, this is the culprit. So I change it here. So any subsequent user that you create, they will be forced with this policy. But yes, any already existing users, you have to use change command and change it manually. So if I create another user here, say dev user, and I give the password here, dev user. So if I show you change, it is what we had applied. Fair enough. But it won't affect the already existing users. Remember this. You have to manually give the change command. But yes, any subsequent users that you create will be modified. So via the change command, you can change the password aging policies. Now that is very interesting. What next? Now let's control the permissions. How can we change the permissions, or how can we control the permission? So let's take a break of 1 minute for me, not for you, and then we'll start it again. Okay, so once we have understood all these things about the user, or the basics of the users and the group creation, I really encourage you to use the man pages. Please use the help and the man pages. So you might be using some option which can be very helpful for you. So we have certain users here: Alok, Aryan, Arnav, dev user, and we have a group here which is marketing. So what I'm trying to show you now is how to control the permissions, the Linux file permissions. Suppose there is a folder. Let me create a folder. I'm giving you a very practical case. I'm creating a folder. The idea is that only marketing guys should be allowed to access this folder. So I create a folder, marketing data, which is in my root. So if I go to slash and give a LL here, you can see marketing data coming up here. So by default, as it is being created by the root, the owner is the root, the group is your UPG, the root, and root has got all the rights, which is the owner. The group has got read and execute right, and the others means what? Any other user. So other means all the users which we have. That means all these users are actually under others, because they are not the root and they are not in the group root. I want that this folder should be accessed either by the root or by the member of the marketing group. So first thing is that I need to change the group of this folder to marketing. So there is a very interesting command, change group, chgrp. So I am going to explain you now the default permissions. So if I do a LL here, the first block D means it's a directory. Read, write, execute, the first 3 characters are the permissions for the user or the owner. The second 3 characters are the permissions for the group, and the third 3 are for others, means those are neither the owner nor in the group. Okay. And you should remember that one thing, that user's permission will override the group permissions, which will override other permissions. I'll just give you a very simple example. So first thing, I want that the folder should have the permissions that the marketing guys should be able to access it. So currently, are they? Let me check. So if I go to Arnav give the group command and see, yes, he is a part of the marketing group. So he's trying to go inside the marketing data. He is, but now he's trying to create a file, touch arnav.txt, or I can give a touch. Just create a blank file. Permission denied. Oh, why? But I am a part of the marketing group. Okay, let me try with Aryan. So Aryan again is a part of the marketing group. He again goes inside marketing data and tries to create a file. Aryan, permission denied. Why this is happening? This is happening because the folder, currently the Rn and Arnav comes under others. They are not root. They are not in the group root. They are in the group marketing. So first thing is that I think I should change the marketing here, because if I change the permission, how to change the permission? There's a very interesting command, change mode, chmod. If I show you the help here, see here, change mode, and then you can change the permissions, read, write, execute, user, changing the permission for the user, G, changing the permission for the group, O, changing the permission for others. So if I use it, U equal to user equal to read, write, execute, okay, comma, group is equal to read, write, execute, comma, and others is equal to read, write, execute on the folder marketing data. I'd use this, U equal to read, write, execute. I can use the numbers also, but not currently, not right now. So see here, now it is world writable. That means anyone can write on it. That means Arnav goes inside. He is a part of the marketing group. Fair enough. So he should be allowed to enter here and create the file. He is doing it. Is it because he is a part of the marketing group? Let's check it out. I go to Rn. Rn is again a part of the marketing group. So I think he is also allowed to create a file. Fair enough. Now let's go to Alok. Is Alok a part of marketing group? No, but he is allowed to move in and he is allowed to create file, which is not what I intended. I wanted that only marketing guys should be able to access it. So what's wrong? What I've done wrong? The wrong is that you have given rights to others. Everyone has got the rights. Okay, so I think I should be doing it something like this, chmod, users should be given read, write, execute. Fair enough. Group should be given read, write, execute, and then others will have minus of read, write, execute on marketing data. So see the difference here. Now marketing data, others have got no rights. But I also need to change the group also, because currently the group is root. So there is one very interesting command, chgrp, change group, marketing to marketing data. Now see the difference. Now it is marketing. That means the first three characters are for the root. Root is allowed to do read, write, execute. Fair enough, I cannot stop the root. Second is for the marketing guys. So marketing guys are allowed to do what? They are allowed to do read, write, execute. And the others means the members or the users who are neither the owner, that means root, nor they are a part of the marketing group. They come under others. So they have got no rights. So let's try this. So if Alok again goes in, tries in, he is not a part of the marketing group. He's trying to move inside the folder. Sorry, he cannot even move inside the folder, because you've changed the folder group to marketing and others have got no privileges at all. This is what I intended. But let's check it out with Rn. Rn, who is a part of the marketing group, should be still allowed to access it and should all still be allowed to create more files. That's great. That's good. So this is how you can change the permissions by chmod command. You can change the group. You can also change the owner if you wish. Change own. Say I say give Rn the owner. So I can give it like this, Rn. Change ownership to marketing data. You can change the owner also. See here, now it's Rn. But still you cannot stop root. Even though you're not finding root anywhere here, but still you cannot stop root. Root is your big boss. You cannot stop him. So you can use the change own command to change both the owner as well as the group. See, I can give it like this also. That means it will first change the owner to the Arnav and the group to the marketing. So either you can use dot here or colon here. It's same. It doesn't make any difference here. Colon like this. So feel free to use whatever you want. So you see here now it's Arnav and marketing. So only root still can access it. Arnav is the owner of this folder, and marketing guys has got the rights. Others are not allowed to do anything. Now, so the permissions you can give it by the ch own command, ch mode command. I had shown you. There is apart from the characters, because we had given it like this, there is an easy way also of numeric methods. So every read, write and execute, they are assigned a value. Read is being assigned the number 4, write is being assigned the number 2, and execute is being assigned the number 1. So total comes out to be 7, right? So I'll just write here, read is 4, write is 2, and execute. Remember one thing guys, if it is a folder and you want to move in, you have to have execute rights on it. Otherwise you won't be able to do cd in the folder. So total comes out to be 7, right? You can use this octal method also. See here, I can give this command chmod 777. See, marketing data. What does that mean? 777. First number 7 means read, write, execute. All the rights to the first number is for the owner, second number is for the group, and the third number is for others. So that means I'm making the file world writable. I'm doing this. So if I show it to you, it's again world writable. Okay, let me bring it back. So earlier the command was this. See, earlier the command was this long command. This was the command which I had used earlier. Instead of this, I'll just give 770 and get data, marketing data. So what does that mean? 7 read, write, execute for the first, that is the user. Second, read, write, execute for the group, and 0 means no permission for others. So that makes my life much more easier. See here, 770. I personally recommend, and you will also find it easier to change the file permissions using the numeric method rather than the characters. So you should be able to change the owner, you should be able to change the group of a file or a resource, and you should be able to change the permission using the chmod command, the traditional method of changing the command. So you should be able to do all these things. Okay, and if you want to have a recursive, that means the permission should be applied to the directory and the subdirectories and everything. So I want that the same permission should be applied to any directory created under the marketing. So instead of this, I will simply put a -r here, recursive. That means subdirectories included. Remember this. So if I give a chmod -help, find -r recursive, it can be very helpful for you. So this is again a very important topic from the examination perspective also. You should remember this. Then let me go to rn. I'm going to explain you the umask. What is the umask? I am logged in as rn. Rn creates a file, touch rn. It automatically gets certain permissions. Fair enough, I can use chmod to change the permission, but why always 77? Why always 664? Who is controlling this default permission? I can change the permission using chmod, but who is controlling the default permission? The default permissions are controlled by the something known as umask value. Umask. So umask value is subtracted from the maximum permission, right? So the maximum permissions on a file can be 666. So if I take the umask for the rn, so just consider the last three numbers. It is 002. So that comes out to be 664. This is exactly the same permission. Read write 42, read write 42, and read 4. So umask is the one which controls the default permission. That means if I change the umask, let me give you a simple example, 000. Now if I give the umask and press enter, it is 000. That means if rn creates a file now, you will see the difference. It is 000. So 666. Because 666 is the maximum and I am subtracting 000. That comes out to be 666. So nothing will change here. So you can change the umask by simply writing umask and press enter. So in the same manner, if I give umask 066, see, now the umask is 066. That means if I create another file, it's read write and no one else has got no rights. No one has got no rights are given to anyone else because of 660. So that means 666 minus 066. So that comes out to be 600. So 6, as you know, is 4 plus 2. Read and execute. Don't forget this. But the point is that these umasks are temporary. What does that mean? See here. Currently the rn umask is 066. If I exit and I go back to rn once again and I give the umask, it's back to the default. So that umask which you have changed from the terminal by giving the command umask will be only for the current session. What if I want to make it permanent? I want to make it permanent because I don't want that every time I do a login first I will be giving this command 066 and then start creating the files. If you remember, I had talked about these files which were created or being copied from the etc shell while the user was created. So I'm not explaining, I'll just give you a simple explanation here. .bash rc and .bash profile, these two files are executed or read when the user is logging in, and .bash logout is the file which is executed or being read when you log out. So anything you want to execute automatically when this user rn, it is inside the rn's home directory. It is inside the rn's home directory. So anything that you want should be executed for rn automatically when he logs in. Put an entry in these files. And anything that you want that should be automatically executed when the rn is logging out, put it in this file .bash_logout. And .bash_history actually contains the history of the commands given by the user rn. See, only these commands. So if you want to find out which commands are being executed by a user or by me, just you need to refer to the .bash_history file. So what I do here, I go to .bash rc and user specific aliases and function. Now I will go one class back again, go in the time machine, and remember I told you that the aliases was there, but you cannot make them permanent. This is the place from where you can make the permanent for a user. See here, and I give umask say 066. Write it here. So, but I have told you that this file is read when you log in. So either I should log out and log in, which is fair enough. It will work. Or if you are lazy, you are having a lazy approach, you don't want to log out, just give a source of .bash rc. That's it. You read that file. Now see it. My umask is changed without logging off. And my CLS is working because in my alias the CLS is appear permanent. Now this is permanent and my umask 066 is permanent. So this is for a per user basis. So if you want to change it for the user Arnav, obviously you need to go to Arnav's home directory and change his file. So you have to change it on per user basis if you want different aliases and different umasks. Now let's understand, like we have understood this etc scale. There must be some file which is controlling the default umask, right? So let's go through that. There's a file there etc-rc. Look, anything under etc, remember this, anything under etc is a global configuration, and anything which is inside the home directory of a user is obviously specific to the home directory. And etc profile, these are the two files which controls the default umask. Let me show them. I'm not going to change it. See, it will have a uid option. See, if uid is greater than this, then this is a umask, so you can change it from here. And in the same manner, etc profile, see here. So there, this is the location from where they are controlling the default umask. So you can use it. So you have learned how to control the permissions, how to change permissions. So I'll just do a repeat of what we had learned in this. So at the end of this class, you should be able to create a user, modify a user, assign him a password, should be able to know which files are modified when you create a user account, should be able to create a group, assign the users in the group. You should be able to change the aging policies for a user per user basis, and how to change it for subsequent user by editing the etc login.defs file. Then in the permissions, you should be able to understand the chmod command, how to change the permission using the alphabets and the numbers, change owner command, change group command, and umask. And this is a very important topic as far as the exam perspective is. So if you see the Red Hat website, they have clearly mentioned this topic in the exam, that you might have a question from this in the exam. So that is for the day. I'll see you in the next class. Bye bye. Take care. God bless.